Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
उद्यमेन सिद्धन्ति कारणेन मनोरथे नहि सुप्त्यस्य शिवस्य प्रवेशन्ति मुखे मृगा. With this quote, let me invite you all for the new episode of Viksit Bharat, from startup to a thriving business. Today with me, I have four amazing startup founders coming from the academic setting. To my extreme right is Vipulji. To my right is Tanvi. To my left is Adikji. And to my extreme left is Satvik. All these young startup founders are coming from the academic setting, and today they will be sharing some good insights about how their journey has shaped up, what are the challenges they have faced through, and what are the opportunities which they are betting on. So let us start with all of them giving a brief introduction about themselves and a 30-second elevator pitch. Let's start with Tanvi.
Hello all. So I am Tanvi Kurekar, founder of Cosmic Clear Private Limited. We are currently incubated at ICT NICE, and me personally pursuing masters from ICT in pharmaceutical technology. So as a Cosmic Clear, we are a natural and sustainable product company committed to authenticity, affordability and efficacy. Our products are crafted to give good skin health and a wholesome beauty. Along with it, also respecting the planet. We are here to offer a clean beauty with dual efficacy.
Let's go to Vipul.
Hello everyone, this is Vipul Kushwaha. I am currently a professor at SPIT and I'm a startup founder as well. My startup is called Numerosity Technologies Private Limited, and my startup is about IoT, industrial IoT and data analytics. And we develop products that simplify the processes, industrial processes for small to medium businesses.
Let's hear from Adik.
So I'm Adik Mewada. I'm the founder of Smoke Code. So everyone uses a coding language. We've created our coding language for electronic devices, for embedded systems, and for IoT coding. Anyone who wants to, you don't need to type so much. Our coding language is graphical. It's very fast, and it's for industries. That's what we are building.
Amazing. Let's hear from Satvik.
Hello all, my name is Satvik Thakkar. I'm the founder of Six Ladders, and we specialize in bringing industry programs into academia. So we work with some big MNCs currently, such as Deloitte. Additionally, we're also launching a platform called Ladder One very recently, which is why I'm very happy to be doing this podcast right now. Ladder One helps students crack DSA and technical interviews. Very simply put. So we're a competitor to Lead Code, HackerRank, etc.
Amazing. I think we have a great pool of startup ideas over here, and I think everything is rooted in a startup from the ideation perspective, right? So let's dig in deeper with each one of them to understand how this idea came to them. So let's start with Satvik.
Yeah, sure. So initially, I think where we started, I think every journey starts off with a seed, right? So the seed for me started when I was working at media.net, and I used to go and recruit students for my team, right? And that's when I noticed that there was not a set platform to do all these things. Like you had WhatsApp groups, you had physical resumes, you had multiple platforms which were scattered around, which is why I came up with the idea of digitizing the placement process. So once we did that, we actually successfully onboarded 100 plus colleges on our platform, a lot of whom are our paying customers right now, and because of whom our business is sustaining right now. And after that, we noticed one more thing. We noticed that this is not enough for the students. Students need to be trained, and the companies need training programs within colleges as well. So we started focusing on training programs within colleges with MNCs. So the training costs get reduced on the company side. The students get trained with industry curriculum while they're in academia, and it's an overall win-win relationship for everybody.
Okay, amazing. Great to hear that. Let's hear it from Adik.
So how I got the idea? So it was a summer when I was recruited in one company, in an engineering company where I was coding, and my boss used to just give a logic diagram on a sheet of paper and used to leave. My job is to write thousands of lines of codes based on that logic diagram. And I said, this is not something someone should do. And there were so many repetitive tasks that I had to do. And that is not something anyone should do. I said, we need a coding language that just accepts that logic diagram, and bingo, we just so it was my last year of diploma, and second year engineering. When I got into engineering degree, I just said I don't want to wait till the degree ends. In the second year engineering itself, I want to develop this coding language, and we hired a few expert coders. They were my intern, they became my interns, and we just got started. We built it within a year. We got a prototype done within a year. After that, we rolled it out, and after that we started raising capital as well. So yeah, that's my story of how I got the idea.
Uh, let's hear it from Tanvi.
Yeah. So it just started with a thought that why are, like, from my college itself, like, why girls are running behind the instant beauty for just the sake of confidence. Like, they can look beautiful as they are, just they're keeping their skin health at the stake with using this all synthetic cosmetics and skincare things. So that's where, and me being from a pharma background, I actually know what all they are using and how harmful all the things are. So that's why I tried a bit on the formulation side by replacing all the synthetics that I've been using all the skincare and cosmetic products. And this is the way the basic idea of the product started. And now already we have given it to multiple of my college itself, and they are finding it way too like beneficial than the products they were using earlier.
Okay, so let's hear it from Vipul.
I always liked building things. While in college, I used to build prototypes and all. But I got introduced to industrial Internet of Things when there was a project by the Indian Railways wherein they wanted some fuel measurement system for their existing diesel locomotives. So this was something that got me introduced. So I actually went to the field to check how the things work, and then I could actually see the tank, like 5,000 liters of diesel. How does it move in a loco? So the train engine is called loco, and that is where the fuel is transported. Like the 5,000 liters of fuel that it carries, and there's a good chance of it getting like stolen, or there could be leakages. So there was a project wherein I had to develop a sensor that could keep track of this. So I developed a monitoring system and I did a pilot program with the Indian Railways. And this is where I got introduced. And then this is what I actually started. This got me started into Internet of Things. And now this is what I'm actually building.
Right.
These days, I'm building a monitoring system itself.
I think each one of them come from different flavor of their own beginning and the stories. Like someone started by pivoting around problem statement coming from a certain department. Someone coming with their own experiences. Someone being worried about what can happen to the other people, right? And someone coming from the with the whole point of that why should someone do monotonous work. So I think these are some of the pivotal reasons why startup founders think of solving problems, and it's great to hear this story from them. So ये तो हो गई startup की बात, but अभी थोड़ा और deep dive करते हैं. Startup founders जो academia से निकलते हैं, because I also started up as a founder way back in 2010. I did an ed tech just after graduation, and I know the hurdles which come, in and along with it. So let's talk about the family issues around it. What was your perspective? How did they, approach, or what was their feedback when you said that, oh, I want to become a startup founder? Because I believe you all had options to go for some placements, you had options to join an MNC or whatever. But what was their approach? Let's start with you, Vipul.
My family has always been supportive. They always liked me building things, as I mentioned, and they left me the choice. And they told me you could either join a job, or like you can sit for placements, or you can go to certain places to get the experience. So that is something that I did. I continued my startup journey along with working various roles. So, as I mentioned, currently I'm a professor at SPIT and I teach. The subjects that I teach are the subjects that I very much apply on my own startup. For example, distributed computing is a subject that I teach.
Right.
And distributed computing is something that is very essential for any startup. So, if you are building a tech stack and you want to put that out to public,
Mhm.
and you want it to be fail safe, it does not crash, it has to be highly reliable, it has to be highly available. So building such platforms along with teaching that in the class and also giving students an experience of how it would be in the wild, so this is something that differentiates the kind of work that I do,
Okay.
and I love the experience.
Okay, so fairly your parents did not, kind of oppose. Let's go to Tanvi, uh,
Okay.
who's currently, a MS master student, right?
Yeah, I'm currently pursuing masters, and like now the thing has started in my house. Like initially, it was like we'll be doing job right after the masters. I said no. Till I had my first patented product ready, they were all a bit like you should do a job, but said no. I want to focus on my own company,
Mhm.
and now situation is such that they are more excited than me. What's new coming up? Like they are constantly asking like, what's the new thing you are doing?
Mhm.
They are more excited, and now I am having entire support from my family regarding my startup, and along with the family, my all the professors from the college as well. They are great support to me.
Okay, nice. Let's hear it from Aday.
Mm. So currently, obviously, after having something uh, achieved, even to the smallest extent, families are supportive, yes, but it's not the case when I was starting up. Uh, the last thing they wanted is their middle class boy starting up, and they wanted me to run the house via by doing a job. Everyone was opposing, the family, the relatives, friends. Everyone just wanted that Adek just go and do job. Why? Because you need experience to do business as well, and you currently do need financial support as well. For your family you need to be one, and it was all about me. Just that's why I also started early. So in engineering second year itself I started, so that I have a buffer of 3 years to make money out of this, and have the and continue building this. So just when I graduated, I had to appear uh, to a company. Like I got a placement which I didn't want to join at all. I just got it for my parents for namesake, but I did not join it then. uh, I told I first rejected the company, then I told my parents I am getting good investor attention, and I want to pursue this. It will be a little harsh for some time, but yes, it should be better later. And then they gave me a very critical timeline of 3 months, and in the 3 months we found the customer, and we started growing from them. We didn't have to look back after that. But yes, till then the family was not so happy with what
But
I
are they
was
now?
doing.
Are they now?
They are very happy now. Very happy.
Okay, let's hear it from Satvik.
Yeah, so I started out with multiple jobs in MNCs. I used to work at Keller Williams. I used to work at Media.net. So by the time I was say like 24, I had saved up quite a decent amount of money as well. So I had more autonomy from my family because I was supporting the family already. And of course, when I told my mom that I'm thinking about starting my own thing, she said, she was pretty, she was thinking about the nice salary that I was getting from my MNC. She was like, you're going to let that salary go. Like you have so much in savings every month. Now you're going to be in the negative if you do your startup.
I think you mentioned while we were interacting, she said, don't do startup. It should be business.
Exactly,
Dhando,
exactly,
right?
exactly.
Startup
She's
soche,
like,
right? Something.
exactly. She's like, of course, I'm from a Gujarati family, so she was like, a startup suche, dhando karwano, because the I think the idea of a startup and a business is very different. Whereas in a startup, you have to burn a lot of capital initially.
Mhm.
With a business, you are profitable from day one, or at least that's the idea. They're very traditional businesses like trade. So if I were to do something, that's what my mom probably would have preferred, since that's what she's seen her own life, and she comes from a business family as well.
Right.
But eventually, she supported me. She accepted my decision, and now we're working with some of the biggest MNCs in the world.
In the world.
Obviously, the MNCs. So I think uh, she doesn't feel too bad about it now.
Right, right. So, great perspectives, and good to see families and faculties coming together to support the initiatives which you have taken. I think that's not the same story everywhere. I think so. It's a good lesson to faculties and parents and students who are watching this. Show this video to your parents so they understand how things are shaping up within the ecosystem. Let me ask one common question to all of you. I think Tanvi mentioned it. She's working on a patented technology, right? So, anyone over here apart from Tanvi who has patented something as of now? Not yet. Okay. So, coming to the notion, like 117 plus unicorns we have in the country, out of which only 16 have filed some kind of an IP. So, that's a big question, right? Because at Innovation Center, we are working to support patented inventive ideas. We have scouted some of the ideas through IP and technology transfer workshops over the past several months. So I would like to take a notion from your end. Though as of now you haven't filed any patents, but do you think there is some utility for us to file patents? Let's start with Tanvi because so we get to know as to what are the what made you think that okay you need to patent it, or other brands who are patented in this. I know pharma has a lot of patents.
Yeah, pharma actually has a lot of patents. Patenting has one benefit to a mass is like they build a lot of trust on patented products. Like they feel कि हाँ only यही लोग बना सकते हैं और कोई नहीं बनाता तो ये अच्छा ही होगा.
Mhm.
ऐसा वो ट्रस्ट बिल्ड होता है. So in the product base, trust building is the major thing
Mhm.
for patents, and also like many of the like to think of a financial thing, many grants can be obtained on patents by various of incubation centers and many funding agencies. They prefer patents for grants.
So did you get any grant while you were pursuing this?
We have
Or
actually applied for certain grants for our patents, and we are more 3 lined up patents in the pipeline for the same cosmetic formulations.
how was your journey to file your first patent? Was it difficult or like a smooth ride? As like how what was the process? If you can quickly get us through.
Okay. So actually we had first filed a provisional patent, like to just lock up the idea, and then we'll work on the like we are working on the claims already. But to just lock up the place, so we just filed a provisional patent. That was it's a easy process, not a tedious one. And after that we have done multiple testings of our products.
So did you hire an IP attorney or you wrote the patent
By own,
application?
by own.
You did it on
Yeah,
your
yeah,
own. Oh,
by
amazing.
own. Yeah.
Okay.
By getting some of the guidance of our professors from our institute, me and my co-founder, we both wrote the patent by ourselves. So it's a quite not much difficult journey, but it's like should be done actually.
Okay. Let's hear it from Vipul.
So I visited a highly experienced patent lawyer specifically for my sensor because again this had not been done before.
Mhm.
So this is something that has to be protected. So I'm just sharing a few insights that he shared with me.
Okay.
So he said that whatever invention you do, getting that patented is not a big thing. But in order to effectively monetize it, you need to build a fence around that patent.
Right.
And unless and until you are capable of doing that, and yeah, that requires good amount of funding. Because any person will make a few minor improvements and your patent is not valid anymore. So that's the perspective he gave me. So I asked him, like, I am at a very beginning stage. I have something that actually solves a problem. How do I proceed? So he said, you keep on researching and keep on working and improving your product, and we'll do the job of finding what necessary stuff needs to be done around it. So I'm currently in the process of patenting my equipment that I've built. Basically, it's a sensor and microcontroller combination. But this was something that actually changed a lot, uh, because I did not have this like perspective.
Right.
So only after, like, and then he has been in this industry for 25, 30 years, so he knows ins and outs.
Okay.
And he also knows any forms of violations or any forms of
Got it.
other practices.
Right.
So that is what I learned, and that I thought I should share.
Okay. Let's hear it from Adik. My question to you, because you come from the coding and that space. So, in AI, right, generative AI, when I saw some of the reports, China is far ahead in filing patents in Gen AI or agentic AI or whatever types of AI. And the top 25 companies, right, globally, China has filed a lot of patents, and these are in thousands. So, how you see it for your startup, and what is your perspective around it?
AI has been playing a very critical role in generating demand for our software. So anyone and everyone is just currently talking about AI in coding, or say how to code faster. Is there a tool who can do just more than just give out answers? And now coming to patents for this, uh, there might be so many patents in China. In India, I see a few people building AI applications, just purely just focusing on AI applications. We are currently we are a network software to AI, and we have begun integrating AI. We are yet to get to the stage where we have an invention done. So that's where our stage is regarding AI out there and AI for India. I believe the number of people who can work, who have businesses, who have the intelligence in India, given that we are a service majority country. Uh, I think we have far more expertise that we can train AIs far better, and where we can make far more inventions as well, and that's how we can compete with the number of patents in China as well. And given the the nascent stage of AI right now, there are numerous opportunities and a very long path ahead, that where we can take these opportunities and make those patents for AI.
Thank you, Adik. Let's hear it from Satvik. What has been your notion around this?
Right. So similar to Adik, we haven't invented something that can be patent worthy as of now. We mainly focus on generative AI software. In fact, our entire software is a generative AI software. Even our DSA platform, the DSA platform that we've created, the data structure and algorithm platform, they test for logical errors. It tests for logical errors. It tests for time complexity. It tests for edge cases, and all this is done through AI.
Okay.
So we are using AI more as a tool
Mhm.
rather than something that we are actively working on, sort of building upon and patenting. But I think in terms of the world stage, it's I think a few of us touched on it before. Patents really help in getting the funding.
Right.
But in terms of the patent itself, like you mentioned, China, they're the guys who violate the most patents worldwide, right?
Yeah.
So it becomes more of something that makes your firm or your startup more marketable,
Absolutely.
and someone who is perceived as the forefront of invention, rather than actually, very few people are able to build a fence around that patent.
Correct. Right. Thank you for sharing that. In fact, in India, most of the patents are done around clothing accessories, pharma, and agriculture. That's the report from WIPO. And what you said about China is right, because they are the ones who will definitely do that. The reason being, they are the manufacturing hub of the world. So, the world manufactures in China. So when they manufacture it, a lot of inventions happen. And that's why when you talk about trademarks or copyrights or patents are huge in China compared to the whole world. But I think you can do some IP, right? You can do copyright, you can do trademark. I mean, I don't know how many of you have trademarked your
Yeah, no,
brand.
certainly. We have trademarked our brand. And, I think like it's a very interesting conversation because what Adhik also said is we are more of a service based
Correct.
country, right? But eventually we will go more towards manufacturing because I think that's a lot of what the PM is talking about, and a lot of our government policies are shifting in that
Right.
direction as well. And China has actually priced itself out,
And
right?
the world is now eyeing to as a substitute for China.
Exactly. So I think the model that the West had so far was China acts as a manufacturing hub, whereas they act as the designing hub, right? So, for
Correct.
example, if you buy your AirPods or your iPhone, it's going to say designed in Cupertino, California,
Right.
right? But assembled in China.
Mhm.
So, a lot of that is shifting because what happens is like now that China is aware of these designs, because obviously they have to manufacture everything, they get
Right.
the expertise and their workforce gets upskilled. And I believe eventually that will start happening with the world as well,
Mhm.
including India.
Okay. Let's go to the next part of the discussion. We always say there's a campus and the ecosystem. Now, slowly the ecosystem is entering the campus. Like investors are coming to the e-summits, and a lot of things are happening. Government grants, incubation centers are getting set up. As we see, I think on Startup India, 1,270 incubators are there. So I've always seen that a lot of institutions don't welcome the ecosystem. So, how has been your support mechanism in that sense for your startup? You already highlighted some part of it, but now I want you guys to delve deeper into it, like incubation support, hand holding from government initiatives. Did you participate in some hackathons or something like that? So, how this problem solving skill got evolved? Also, at your stage, at your startup, where are you incubated and what kind of schemes you are been benefited from? We can start with maybe Satvik.
Sure. So we are deeply embedded in the system. So I don't know if you have like over an hour, but if I actually had to give you a proper
No, we
answer,
will
this
like
would
to hear
go for
in a
two
very
hours. This
brief.
could be 2 hours long. But honestly, our entire startup is about industry and academia, right? And if you go beyond industry and academia, you're talking about incubation support and funding as well. In fact, we were selected by the Startup India Seed Fund, which gives up to 50 lakhs in funding to a
Right.
lot of startup initiatives. So if anyone's watching this and they want to participate in that seed fund, they can participate as that for that as well. That gave us a huge boost initially
Mhm.
during our initial year, because we had that capital to sort of go out and do whatever we wanted to do and make whatever we wanted to make. Additionally, we also have angel investors. A lot of them come
Mhm.
from industry academia. Uh, and our programs are also about industry academia. So I'll give you an example, right? So one MNC came to us, a huge MNC, a multinational bank, in fact, and they said that, listen, we have very high attrition rates. We train these students for like say 6 months, 5 months, and then they leave within a year. So our losses are very high.
Correct.
So we actually created a training program for this MNC and we embedded it within a college. And now these students, they get credits while they get trained. So they are receiving industry experience. The company is uh, saving out on training costs
Mhm.
because they're training the students while they're in college.
Right.
They're increasing their brand awareness. And all this was possible because of some of the incubators that we have linked up with and the connections we made with the colleges.
Mhm.
So like I said, we are deeply embedded within the system, and honestly, we wouldn't be here if the system hadn't propped us up.
Mhm. Let's hear it from Adik.
And I am an entrepreneur who was in academics when I started. So it was so my first member of the team I got from my own campus. Now about the support. Now the numerous amount of support that's there right now regarding advices. Believe me, there's tens of advisors, tens or hundreds of advisors per incubator connected. And in general, just go to your principal and just tell him you need this advice. He'll connect you to anyone you want of any field. And so that is our principal in SPIT from the college I belong. He's been the most helpful. He's gem of a person. So we have an incubator. We are fortunate to have an incubator since more than 7-8 years at least, that I know of. So we are incubated. So we've received capital, we've received virtual incubation support, and we've received it from a numerous amount of places. Okay, via Startup India Seed Fund scheme, from our own incubator, from Bits Pilani's PIDS, via our own program of IIT Bombay's TIH, via virtual incubation from Vijay TBI, from Jain Incubator, from IIT Mandi's CPS Prayas program, and STPI, Software Tech Park India's, which is run by Maiti. That STPI has given us Chunauti 5.0 K through one funding as well. And this is so much that we have received from academics, from these institutions, and everyone loves young founders. So if you're in academics, you are the most attractive person in the room in terms of your age and the amount of things that you're doing. You should do things as well. Don't just come with the small age. And yeah, anyone wants to support. Plus, one big factor, Bits Pilani. Even I am not from Bits Pilani. They funded us. Even IIT Bombay's TIH funded us. Why? Because even in their own colleges, there are not so many students who could take funding from them. That so much funding is left in theirs that we could take from other colleges as well. Obviously, they would support their founders first. Okay, they've built it for that. But there's not so many founders, or maybe there are founders, but they don't need such support. So you have a lot of opportunity even from any college.
Right. Thank you so much, Adik. Let's hear it from Tanvi.
Yeah. So similarly, what Adik said, I am also being the student and the entrepreneur at the same time. Along with me, my co-founder, we both started during our bachelor's days only, like final year of our bachelor's. So moving like ICT Nice, where I'm incubated, ICT's alumni network is like tremendous. Like we get a lot of support from the alumni network. Along with that, my actually my master's guide and my mentor for the startup, both are like too supportive with the idea and with the all the work which we are doing. I see it nice as a incubation center have supported us with all the inputs regarding all our research which we do, the R&D part, by giving us all the facilities and the mentorship for the other supports like marketing and etc. We have also have that support as well, vast support from ICT Nice.
Mhm.
Like so basically students who are willing to pursue entrepreneurship should start early during their academic days only, because they get a lot of support from institutions and institutions are eager to support budding entrepreneurs. Like it's a good idea to convert your project into some, by modifying it something into a good thing which can scale up industrially so well, or a service which can scale up so well, which can be supported by the institutions where you are already studying or already pursuing something.
Okay. Let's hear it from Bipul.
Yes, it's true. I agree that academic institutions are the most important when it comes to supporting entrepreneurship. Because of these initiatives, like after you graduate, anyone will just go and start looking for companies, especially in tier 3 cities or tier 3 colleges. But what if those institutes themselves make you job creators or set you on the path to creating jobs? That's a very different and a very unique experience. This is something that I got to experience from my institute, the institute where I did my master's from. And they were very supportive, and because of them I could participate in MSME hackathons, and we were also the finalists. So
Oh.
we were also able to like top 100 was their thing. 18,000 plus teams had participated, and we were in the top 100. So we got the government funding, like we qualified for it, and we are currently in the process. This would have not been possible if my institute had not supported me
Mhm.
or had not understood what I was doing, or because they had a close watch. So as I mentioned the project earlier, I was doing it while I was in my masters. So my institute had an eye on what I was doing. So they only pushed me to participate in that hackathon because they had this idea that this real world concept that I've built, this could qualify for a funding, and it did. So I find that its role is very crucial.
Right. And at Ministry of Education, AICT Innovation Cell, what we are trying to do is we have Smart India Hackathon, which is one of the world's biggest hackathons. We have Innovation Design Entrepreneurship Bootcamp, right? It's a 5-day bootcamp. Every year we are doing biannually. Then we have impact lectures through the Institution Innovation Council. As they say, catch them young. So we have started School Innovation Council. So earlier, faculties did not have platform to ask the management or pitch it to them that you want to do something innovative activity within the premises. But now they have that platform where they can say, okay, this is a ministry level event, we want to do it. So I think, with 15,000 institution innovation councils within the country, 3 lakh students participating in the internal hackathon, right? I think we are doing a great bit of it, and I think we can do it much better and have much larger impact in coming years. In fact, ministries also collaborate for that initiative. So a lot of problem statements come from Ministry of Railways, from Jal Mission, and various other departments. So 17 ministries participated last year, and this year we're looking for many more such ministries to collaborate and give us a problem statements, because problems are everywhere, right? We need to
Correct.
connect the problem solvers with it. Okay, so let's move on to the next part, and the question is, what has been the biggest misconception of students, running a startup? Like, if you have to say it to your peers, I believe a lot of students from your batch did a startup, or had that conviction. What message you would like to give? What are the misconceptions which they have, if in one line you would like to address?
One of the misconceptions is that they should first complete their studies. They should not start while they are studying.
Okay, I think it's coming from societal
Yeah,
biases also.
yeah.
Okay.
So it's about starting early, so you have your free time, the free time that you have in the leisure activities or any of the activities that you spend. You can chalk out or plan out the things during that time. That is what I suggest.
Okay, Tanvi.
Adding to what's said, sometimes also the students feel it's all fancy. Actually, it's not. We need to struggle a lot with the, like, it's a reality, and that's not
Right.
need to be thought of. Like, some of the friends currently in my masters have asked me, like, we are getting stipends for around 12.5 k. So we have funds around, like, we have stayed for around 5 to 6 months. So can we start a startup now? Is it like, can we do that, or can you help us do that? But we need to build it properly. We need to plan it out in a proper manner, and it's not just all the fancy stuff.
Let's hear it from Adek.
Not just one sentence, two sentences. First, jobs are safe. So jobs are not so safe for you, at least not now, given the AI revolution. It's a 50-50 situation whether they are safe or not, and especially for typed, let's say for example, coding or content writing or such cases. First, so you might want to try entrepreneurship. Second is whether or not what you're building, whether you'll be successful or not. You will be successful. Thinking is a task. Not every thinking is overthinking. That is also a misconception. If you're thinking a lot, you want to do something big, good, you're thinking. Now think more and just plan it out. Is two misconceptions.
Yeah, I think I want to highlight what Tanvi said, really, right? That startups can be a struggle initially, because, for sure we struggled initially as well, right? When we started the company, I was living off my savings, and I think one of the misconceptions people have is, oh, I'll go out in the market, I'll raise funds, and I'll be this high flying startup, I'll be this big founder, articles written about me. Fortunately, I have had articles written about me. I have, I'm sitting in this room with lovely people. But the struggle initially is real. So save up some money, certainly more than like 12.5K in stipends. So save up that money, and it's honestly a thankless job. Your customers are going to be at your throats. Your investors are going to be at your throat. Your employees will be at your throat to some extent. you know so really it's a thankless job, but there'll be a lot of pressure on you, and you'll have to deal with all that pressure. Now, why would you do it? Because you're born to do it. So if you're born to do it, you know who you are, and go do it, because there's really no other way, and nothing's going to fulfill you as much.
Okay, let's go to the next segment where we'll have them have some confessions. Has been there any moment where you had failed pitches, tech mishaps, or campus challenges which you have faced through? Any one interesting you know accident or incident you would like to share with us?
Yeah, this actually happened very recently. So we had a demo, a product demo with an MNC,
Mhm.
right? And this was a pretty big deal. This deal was like easily in the eight-figure deal,
Mhm.
right? Over the next, this would be an eight-figure deal over the next few years. It was an RFP.
Mhm.
Uh, uh, so essentially, this MNC was asking for proposals. We got selected in the final round, and we were building this product for at least 6 months.
Mhm.
So we get the team ready. Everyone has been rehearsing for the past week,
Mhm.
right? Going through the product run. I'm saying, okay, मैं ये screen पे जाऊंगा, तब तू ये बोलना. Everybody
Uh-huh.
has been in sync. So the day of the demo, the morning of the demo, we run through the product and everything again. We get on the call. As soon as we get on the call, there are 18 people from that MNC on the call. And I'm talking about one of the biggest MNCs in the world.
Mhm.
So we start the call, everything is going perfectly. I'm like, yes, we are absolutely nailing this. They're also impressed. Like, one of the things that we did was our AI started talking in Gujarati for local languages.
Mhm.
Great party trick. And then the internet goes
Oh, shit.
in the middle of the call.
Mhm.
We call our incubation manager, we're calling him, we're telling him, listen, like, I'm not going to pay you rent for the next 10 months if this internet doesn't come on right now.
Right.
Ultimately we ended up doing the whole thing on a hotspot.
Oh,
And it was very tough because the database doesn't connect to the hotspot.
absolutely, absolutely.
So one person had to go out to a different building, run to a different building, get the Wi-Fi from there because his database would be connected.
Right.
Uh, and then ultimately we got it done, and
Mhm.
we also won the RFP.
Mm. Oh,
So
congrats. Shabash.
ultimately things
Shabash.
ended up
So
going in our
it's a
favor.
roller coaster, right? Yes, Adik.
So academics as well as business. Academics. I was caught by a professor while I was working on my startup, and while I was 10 minutes late to his lecture, and that was terrible for me because he was just saying "Adik ko sab aata hai." That's not fair. So yeah. Anyway, he didn't do anything much, but yeah, that was something in academics. But these are just a few cases. In general, academics helps a lot. They all are very helpful to startups. There was one issue, one scenario about business. Um, so not doing a demo is the worst thing internally that you don't do before going to a meeting. And me going to a meeting and doing something and trying it out, and it just doesn't work. It has happened so many times. And all we are and we've demoed it internally as well. Just on that day, some new feature they have developed that doesn't function well. That is a big mishap. That makes the other previous features, working features, also not working. Now that is also something. Now there's another thing that I like to share. At start, all we want to do is build the product. We don't worry about its quality or its 100% stability. Now that is something, a big failure as well. You've made the plane, it works as well, but only a few times, or maybe it crashes after flying. that is not that is also something of a
I
mishap.
think that connects with the final year projects as well. On the final day, when you
Yes.
have to exhibit, and that's the particular time when the external comes and he watches and it's not working. So
Yeah.
I think every student listening this podcast would connect.
Yeah, and the failed, the very small and not so feature rich products will win over the
Right.
feature rich product.
Yeah. We can connect to that. Tanvi will listen from you. What has been your experience?
So recently we have some interns working for our R&D thing.
Mhm.
So like they are so excited for building the products and they want to try new formulations every day. But, like I've told them twice and twice size like focus on one at least. But they are so enthused like no we'll do this, we'll do that. Okay, try, try. I'll let you know. I'll tell you when you need to work on that. But managing the interns is a challenging thing. I'll mention on that challenging part.
Mhm.
Managing them is a real challenge for me right now. And just letting them ki हाँ करो pace पे करो but focus on the quality as mentioned by Alec.
Right. Vipul?
Similar embarrassing story as Satvik mentioned. So I had this prototype ready, the fuel monitor, and we had attached it to the locomotive,
Yeah.
and the locomotive was set to go to Goa. And everything is done. We had even like it was still on the breadboard, so that was just a proof of concept, a prototype, and we had all the best power banks and everything, and we had attached it. We had even weather sealed it. So we
Mm.
built a wooden box and then we taped it around, and then we did a lot of things from our end that we
Mm.
could do. Now this is an Internet of Things ka device, so it has internet in its name.
Mm.
So one person was assigned, because we don't have internet
At the
at the
locomotive.
locomotive.
Yeah.
So he was assigned this task of going till Goa, and he had this his mobile with him. So we used that as a hotspot, and this was our only connectivity.
Yeah.
So when the locos set out, we saw our dashboards being filled with data and all those things, visualizations, everything. It is coming. It came for like 6 hours. It was then suddenly, abruptly, it stopped. So I was pretty sure that okay, it's not like nothing goes wrong with the microcontroller. I had tested it and everything. The code was fine, everything. I could not but ping it. I could not do anything. I suddenly like asked the DME who was responsible for this project.
Yeah.
So he contacted and he got to know that he actually had to change the duty.
Oh.
So he stepped out and then the other person came and this connectivity was lost. So that I was like, okay, things happen. Like this could be something that happens in
Right.
the
So I
wild.
think that's a memorable learning.
Yeah.
I think these are, I think startups are filled with these exciting stories, roller coasters, where you are so charged up, and a lot of things happen on the
And then
go.
there are unexpected sudden failures and you don't know exactly what is wrong. You're you're blind for a little while,
Right.
at least.
Right. Okay. Let's move on to the next part and try to understand if you had to pitch your startup. Okay. Who or which VC firm or an investor you would like to pitch it to, and why? Let's hear it from Satvik.
So the question is, who would I like to pitch my startup to?
Investor, yeah.
An investor.
And what would be the motivation? Why only that person?
Okay. Man, that's a really good question. Uh, I would honestly pitch it to my mom because she'll say yes for anything. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But in real life, I would probably want to pitch it to, let's say, man. Even I need to think about this one.
Mm-hmm.
Do
But
you
if
have
you
an
have to
answer in
take a
mind?
shot,
Do you
well,
have
if
an answer?
you,
Okay, if you have an, I'll give it after you.
yeah,
Uh, for many of the founders of the world, investment is a very big thing, and they always love to have the biggest investors. I am a little different. I see investment as a need, not as a want. If my business needs it, okay. If it doesn't, I don't need an investor. I don't want an investor. So basically, I don't have an investor in mind. If I need an investment, a good investor should qualify, and that's all that I need. I don't have a dream investor. Yes, if very good, the best investors come in, good. If not, we will make the company anyway. I don't think Reliance had the best investors of the world right now, as they are uh, uh, on their cap table.
Mhm.
So I don't think it's a need, but yeah, why not uh, have the best investors, but not a need for me at least.
Okay. You like to answer, Tanvi?
Yeah. This is sort of a dream investor I wanted to pitch to, Sir late Ratan Tata. But it was my dream when I started the journey. Like, at least once I want to just tell him what I'm doing. Like, as the trust factor which I want in my products and people to look at my brand, I get inspiration from him. The
Mhm.
trust that he has built in his all the empire, that I am inspired by that. So I wanted to pitch my like startup to him.
Amazing.
I agree with Tanvi. I think Sir Ratan Tata would have been the best. And I think his legacy lives on. So
Mhm.
I think the Tata in itself, Tata Group, has a good culture going
Right.
on. So I think any of the people working under Ratan Tata, whom he trusted, maybe they would be good.
Okay. Hopefully, people listening from Tata Group would reach out to you.
But yeah, I think I agree with what Adik said mostly. Like, investment is usually not, unless you're a startup who's chasing valuations, it's not something that you actively want to do because you built this startup from the ground up, that every percent is, so you get so attached to it, it hurts to give away. So, you usually bring in investors when you need it, and everybody's money is green.
Mhm. Let's come to the conclusion of this session. I will give you guys 1 minute each to talk about Viksit Bharat and how the young entrepreneurs or campus founders who are listening to this podcast, or faculties or policymakers or any person, from your perspective, what cumulatively could be done and what is your vision by 2047, how you see India shaping up. So your message to the world.
They should be having the right direction. They should be willing to do startup. So whatever I mentioned about how to train them, that is something that can be done first. Once they have come and started doing the startup, now comes the journey. They need to make a product. They need to learn how to hire. They need to learn how to. So there's a lot of skill development required, and many people think they know this. That is not something that you should know. That is not something that you should say. You should go sit with entrepreneurs and just ask them one simple question: what problems do you face till now? And just tell me those problems. Just keep telling me those problems. Anytime you get an hour with an entrepreneur, just keep asking them this question: what would you like me to surely do or surely not do? Okay, that is something that I always ask every entrepreneur. And believe me, the mistakes that they make, you will never make. And that's the best way. Then there's the entire ecosystem. This is the right time because the ecosystem is so good right now. Agriculture, I just heard from one incubator in agriculture. One incubator is looking for startups. They are not even getting startups for funding.
Correct.
They are funding very basic projects now just because they are not getting well developed. You need to start early. Like, don't keep thinking on I'll start. Start early, and the most important thing is hang in there. You need time to actually move, like get the proper pace. But you need to have those patience to hang in there and face all the struggles which are in the startups as well. Yeah, all the support is there from the government as well, the institutions and all the incubation centers. But we need to focus on making it more sustainable, and then rather than running behind valuation, make it more thriving, and like you need to get it through a long way. That's what I want to say.
So Jaya Anusandhan, mostly it means research. Anusandhan means research. Am I right?
Yeah.
So I see that this research is being very much like promoted. So I find that the government should make more initiatives in the research. bringing out new researchers, or maybe uh, running certain schemes or certain programs so that more researchers come up. Because when we have good researchers, then we can actually develop our own technologies so that we don't just become a manufacturing hub like China, as earlier mentioned. So if we have our own technology, our own IP, as you mentioned earlier, then we can be a superpower, because we will then be self-sufficient. We have the workforce, we have good skilled people. We just need to work more towards these research initiatives.
To add to what you said, we have seen that happening in recent time. You know, the Akash Steel project of Ministry of Defense, which helped in the recent Operation Sindhu, right? Which was always thought that only INFLIBNET was with Israel, but we were able to pull it off in style. So, Ministry of Defense has now started exporting, like, you know, from being getting these imports to manufacturing here. Initiatives like IDEX have been supporting defense-related startups, and I think that big shift is happening. So, as you rightly said, you know, having IPs rooted with research, and when you pointed out the other aspect, you know, earlier about having the entrepreneurship education, you know, aspect. So identifying the students early, you know, I think is something which we need to start off with.
Also support for deep tech startups.
Yeah.
Deep
So-
tech startups very necessary.
Correct. So coming to that notion only, like, you know, there was a initiative PhD drive started by Professor Ram Gopal Rao. He was then, I think, Dean of IIT Delhi, or now he's a VC at WITS Goa, WITS Milani Goa. And so he started PhD drive, and that was the first initiative where PhDs were asked, you don't only submit thesis, but you create a startup along with it. Because 5 years you work with that problem statement. So there should be some commercial value to it. Can we bring that to bachelor's and undergrad programs or PG programs? And as you rightly said, not just giving degree certificate. If someone has done a patent while he was in school or college, why not mention that in the degree certificate? Because that is also an inventive step which he has taken. Not everyone comes up with inventive ideas. So I think when invention is also, you know, respected and rewarded, I think more of this automatically will start coming. You know, having faculties in campuses who are entrepreneurs can also make a big shift, right? Because I think where we are sitting in Sardar Patel Institute of Technology, it's a very thriving entrepreneurial ecosystem. And I find very few institutions having that kind of a, you know, setup. So where that entrepreneurial thought process thrives and is discussed over the, you know, different podiums. So I think Sapit, we are yet to hear from you.
Yeah, I think it's a great question. I believe we are moving towards development and the status of a developed nation. I think we recently surpassed Japan
Right.
in terms of GDP. So we are the fourth biggest GDP in the world. However, our GDP per capita is still very, very less compared to the rest of the world.
True.
I believe we're only sitting somewhere in the mid $2,000 range, which is peanuts in the Western world.
Yeah.
I believe what can really benefit us is investment in, as Vipul was saying, research, R&D, and education, because that's the base. That's the base where skills are made. That's the base where ideas are created. That's the base where our youth is molded. Since we have such a large demographic dividend of young people,
Right.
it is really what we should focus on at the moment. Beyond that, I believe an investment in infrastructure would also be very important, because logistically currently tier 2 tier 3 cities may not have as much access,
Right.
and even if you go deeper than that, tier 4 cities may not have access at all. So we have a huge logistical error which is currently preventing a lot of foreign companies investing in India and setting up manufacturing hubs in India.
Right.
So I believe in investment in these two areas would probably benefit us the most as a country.
Thank you so much for joining us for this podcast. I would, on behalf of Ministry of Education, Innovations, and Would like to thank Vipul, Tanvi, Adik, and Satvik for their valuable time and sharing these wonderful insights. I mean, like, there are great lessons for policymakers, great lessons for faculties listening to this. Identifying student entrepreneurs, not disturbing them, or supporting them and guiding them, mentoring them what you do at best. Apart from that, for Viksit Bharat, what could be the pivotal shift? And I think to add to what Vipul said, was we already have ANRF scheme now. It was earlier NRF, Anusandhan National Research Fund, which is fund of fund, 1 lakh crore rupees by the Ministry of, DST has created that. So that is going to be utilized, but as Adik also mentioned, that the expected time and the delivery has to be really worked on. So these are good lessons which we are taking with us. Apart from that, we also got to know about the incubation landscape. If you have an idea and you are not able to get any mentor, reach out to the incubation centers nearby. Visit Startup India website. You have all the information over there. In fact, what STPI he mentioned, Sayuj portal has all the mentors, startup founders, investors, and the incubation center information available at the click of your button. So incubation is something, reaching out to incubator, validating your idea is something which you can do over there, getting incubated, getting funds from Startup India Seed Fund to raise your, initial grants. You don't have to only look for the 3Fs, that is friends, family and pools, but move ahead without giving equity at an early stage. You can work with the grants provided by the government and leverage it. I think every sector has some kind of grants available today. And you can get benefit from GEM portal, government e-marketplace, where you can sell your products, your services to the government and other departments. So a lot of things are happening. I think the only gap is getting that information, right? And for that, you need to be vigilant. You need to be aware what kind of initiatives are there and how you can reach out to them at timely level. With that, at the Ministry of Education Innovation Cell, AICTE, I would like to thank all the viewers for their valuable time as well. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Jai Maharashtra.